Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Dr. Zhivago here, and if you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for joining the neighborhood. I am a children's book author, cartoonist, and former Zappa visual and performing arts teacher. I worked in the medical field as a surgical tech for 18 years, and that's how I got my name, Dr. Zhivago. No, I'm not a doctor. I'm like Dr. Seuss. A degree from Fashion Institute Design and Merchandising. I wanted to become a fashion designer at age 18. And they're very top in the fashion industry of schools. So it's very expensive to go there nowadays. But I really enjoyed my adventure as a teenager and living in Los Angeles at age 19. And I had my own apartment and I went to school in the fashion district. It was very interesting, let me tell you. Then I went back to San Diego and I got a job working in a manufacturing company called Bibas in National City. And we made knockoffs, and those are designer clothes for Walmart. And I was a digital fashion assistant. So these patterns were digitally inputted by me and then printed large scale. We would roll up the paper patterns, and then they would be shipped to India, because we were an Indian company, and then they would mass produce these Dior type, like Chanel, Louis Vuitton type designs in a more cost-effective way through Walmart. And that is how I created a career in fashion, but was digital. So that veered me off into graphic design, because at the moment there was barely any digital design software. It was in a little disc. So we had discs, and I took a class in San Diego and in graphic design, and I learned the art of Adobe Illustrator, vector design. And I kid you not, I was using Adobe 9.0 at the moment. No, it was actually 7.0, maybe 6. And it was in a disc, and then we transformed it into CDs, and we had to install our software with a special code. But I just remember that so vividly. And that is how I started with digital design. And that's the history of it. But now we are in 2025. And I'm just so happy that I have evolved into using the updated software from Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Creative Suite. I also use graphic.com, and I also draw. Okay, so the art of business. Now, if your passion in whatever it is, performing arts or visual arts, the passion project becomes a plan. And that's what I'm trying to share here on this video, is you have to have a plan that coincides with your calendar. And now that I have come back to YouTube in full force, I'm looking at July 2025. So with my phone here, now I know that everyone is, with their computers, desktop, tablets, iPhone, Samsung Galaxy, Android, whatever you use. You're scrolling and you're basically researching everything. You're having your plan in motion. You're graduated. You got to have a plan now that you got your degree, right? And some of you are still in that plan mode. Some of you are still learning. It's sort of like that with me. I'm still creating, but I also have that finalized degree, and now I have to use it to make the money, because money makes the world go round. And in order to sustain ourselves in life in general, we have to do something that we like, right? We don't just get a degree to just get a degree. We don't work at a job that we hate, well, I used to. I was a surgical tech right after I lost my job. And Bebas, I got laid off because basically I was USA based and they thought it was cheaper for my job to go to India. Hey, you know what? That happens. And that's the name of the game. You have to learn to live and sustain with change. And so when I got laid off, that's when I said, I'm going to go into digital media and I'm going to learn more about it. And I'm going, because that is when you're higher learning and you're learning the latest software and technique and creating something that can be innovative and forward thinking, then you'll be worth something. Yeah. And I'm going to share with you the passion project that begins with planning. And everyone scrolls on the phone and we always, research and fact check and everything. And so I have a plan. I actually have a plan, and it is a seasonal plan. So the important thing about, planning, passionate plan for a purpose of sustaining your life in something that you really love, and you want to do this, and you want to be proud of it, and you want to be able to live off of this income that you're making, you have to have a plan. So I am re-evolving and reactivating what I've learned in the past because I kept it hidden, and I know that I can do this again. Get back on the saddle again. Get back on the saddle, get back. Let me take you along the ride. Here is my plan. So let me turn off this because I use it as a board. I have my brands, Pandyland, Sakura, eBabies, Pet Parade, and the Pride of Hawaii. My products are stickers, bookmark, booklets, books, planners, digital, etc. My stickers, for example, stickers, the offshoot. Then, sorry, I had my battery just kind of overheated. Then with the stickers, for example, stickers, I have all products. And then the seasons, we're working on winter, spring, summer, and fall again. I'm going to mark down the holidays. Father's Days I'm going to skip because for personal reasons. Y'all know. Not that I'm being ungrateful. I'm just really sad about it. That's how it is. And then my sales channels are online, social media. I'm going to cross out in person because I don't have time for that right now. Maybe in the future I might. But yeah, this is how I do it. This is how I'm going to do it. And the calendar works. Basically, we have to think seasons ahead, months ahead of time when it comes to retail. As you know, when you walk into like Target, for example, or Walmart, you see back to school things, summer things right now. And it is summer, technically going to happen mid-June. Right now we're in spring. We just had graduations and now we're going into Father's Day. And I'm sad about that. I really am. Okay, so retail. In retail, for anything like fashion, again, I'm going to talk about fashion. You have to be seasons ahead. I think way ahead because you have to pick the colors. As also with, greeting card lines, stationery and all of that. You have to be seasons ahead. So we're in June, and technically, again, I should be focused on launching my summer, and the action this month is launch the summer travel products, Pet Parade, and prep for fall for the stores. June, summer, we should be prepping for fall. Okay, so I'm late. I'm late in the game. And now, July hits with, we should be pushing the Pride of Hawaii, pitch shops for back to school. August, launch fall Pandyland treats and planners. That should be happening. September, drop Sakura autumn box prep winter holidays. October and November, focus on holiday bundles and giftable sets. December, New Year planner launches and teasers for Sakura spring. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is definitely also with the launches we should be on social media, focusing on, YouTube and unboxing content per season, behind the scenes drawings and processes, weekly themes per brand, launch season hashtags. There's so much in the game behind the scenes that you don't know about. It is a season to season feature that what I'm going to do, and that's my plan. My positioning for each brand, there's 5 of them. Definitely Pandyland is cute, kawaii baking, fun for kids and collectors, recipe booklets, planner stickers, bakery themed kits. And my growth idea is launching a Pandy Club with digital or mailed monthly goodies for printables or charms. And those are the 3 things that I'm focusing on each brand: positioning, products, and growth ideas. So also with the colors, I gotta choose the colors and the themes, like of course Christmas is green and reds and things like that. But you can also incorporate pastels and things like that. So there's just so much that I have written down and researched with the use of, the World Wide Web and also my sticky pads. But just sharing with you the process of the passion of planning and producing and putting these in actions. So, wow, that's P. P. But anyways, and in the future, with this channel, with what I'm going to present to you, is all of that, the behind the scenes, and showing you my passion project, my passion plans, and producing them in action form. So I hope that you understand and relate as an artist, and maybe if you're new or maybe you're seasoned, different strokes for different folks. I hope you enjoy the content on this channel. And again, at the end, I always say, see you soon. Stay tuned, neighbors. Love you. Thank you for your subscribing, and please share and comment. All right. Bye-bye. Mwah!